This is a video lesson for Module 1, Lesson 4. The Lesson 4 learning target is I can read and write multi-digit numbers using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. So this lesson is going to help you read some really big numbers, and when we're able to read and write big numbers or any size numbers, it really helps us understand the different place value and the value of each digit in each place. So we're going to go ahead and start by looking at a place value chart and taking a look at it and seeing if we can use this place value chart to help us read really big numbers. So one of the things I want to point your attention to in the place value chart is that the place value chart is kind of grouped into threes. So we have this area over here, which I'm highlighting in red. Then we have this area right here, which is highlighted in blue. And we have this area over here, which is highlighted in green. And of course, it would continue on into higher place values, but we group numbers into groups of 3 different place values. So we have our ones over here. Oops. We use the pen, not the highlighter. We have the ones. We have the thousands. And we have the millions over here. So you might have noticed that there's a pattern when we're going up, and this is why we group them into 3. So we start with the ones grouping over here in red. We go ones, tens, hundreds. And then when we move to thousands, that pattern continues. We have 1,000s, the 10,000s, and then the 100,000s. And that continues into the millions, where we have the 1 millions, the 10 millions, and the 100 millions. So this 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100 pattern continues all the way up into the billions and trillions and on and on and on. And so this actually helps us read really large numbers. So we're going to actually see how this helps us right now. I'm going to write a really big number here. It's going to be in the hundreds of millions. All right, so I've written a really big number here, putting my commas in the correct spot between the groups. And the way I'm going to read this is I'm actually going to use the grouping or the name of the group, so the millions, thousands, the millions, and the thousands, and the ones, to help me read this number. So I'm going to start by reading. In the millions place, I'm just going to read this 578 as if it were just a 3-digit number. So I would read that as 578. But then after I say that 3-digit number, I'm going to name the place or the group that it's in, millions. So I'd say 578 million. And then I do the same thing with the thousands. 254 thousands. And then the ones, I don't need to say ones afterwards. I just read it as is. 127. So this number would read 578,254,127. So when we have a really good understanding of the names and the groupings of each of these, that helps us understand not only how to read these numbers, but also the different values of the digits in this large number. So let's write another one here. I'm going to make this one a little bit trickier. Oops. Use the highlighter instead of the pen. Here we go. So I'm going to write another large number here. This time I'm going to include some zeros, which can make it a little bit trickier, but not if we are remembering our names of the different place value groups. So let's start again. We're going to look at these 3 digits, and they're in the millions grouping, so we're going to read it as 105 million. Then we're going to look at these 3 right here. It looks like we have 57, so it would be 57,000. And then our ones, we just have 1, so it would just be 1. So reading it all together, it would be 105,057,001. And that's how we read that number. Being able to read this numbers in this way on the place value chart is also helpful to write numbers in various different forms. So we're going to take a look at how we can do that now. And there are 4 major forms that we write numbers in, and all of these forms help us understand place value a little bit better. So I'm going to write a number in the place value chart here. And standard form is the most common form. I'm just rewriting this number and without the place value chart. Standard form is the most typical way we see numbers. It's the way we're taught numbers is in standard form. And word form's also pretty easy to remember because it's just the way we read this word. So we just talked about how you read words up above, but now we'll read this one here. We have 27,564. And the word form, we're just going to actually spell out all the words we just said. So I'm going to spell out 27,000, and then 564. So I know I can check my word form if I read it back, 27,564, and it looks like the number in standard form. Uniform's a little bit trickier, but it's actually helpful if we use our place value chart up above. For uniform, we're just going to write the digits that are in each of the different place values, but after each digit, we're going to also write down the value of the place value it's in. So for this one, it would be 2 10,000s, 7,000s, 500s. Running out of room, I'm going to go down below here. 6 10s and 4 1s. So I just took each of the digits and then wrote the name of the place value that it's in right after it. And the last one is expanded form. And expanded form is kind of connected to unit form, but rather than writing the name of the place value after each of the digits, we're just going to actually expand each of the digits and write the real value of it. So the 2 in the 10,000s place is actually worth 20,000. And then we're going to continue writing this number by using an addition sentence. So each of the different digits in the different place values is going to be added on to make the whole number. So the 7 in the thousands place is worth 7,000. The 5 in the hundreds place is worth 500. 6 in the tens place worth 60. And the 4 in the ones place is just worth 4. So there you have it, the 4 different ways we can write numbers in math. And each one of these ways gives us a little bit more information and helps us learn a little bit more about place value and understanding what the digits actually represent when we're writing them. So hopefully now you should be ready to tackle all the problems in the Lesson 4 problem set. But if you get stuck or you need a little help, you can always come back and rewatch any part of the video to give yourself a little bit of a refresher. So good luck with the problem set, and thanks for watching.